Welcome on in to the 411 podcast. I want to say, before we even get started, I just want to let everybody know that we're going to take our time tonight going through this. I want to say thank you so much to everybody out there who has been supporting and just embracing this whole experience. I want to say thank you so much. But before we get started, I want to go ahead and give a very special thank you to my executive producer, my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, for allowing me another opportunity to come out here and give you the 411 podcast. This whole journey, this whole process has been healing. It's been, it's just been, that's a good word. That is a good word. It's been healing on so many different levels, from the guests that come on and I've been embraced with. It's just been amazing. And for me personally, I had no idea. I had no idea that, the steps that would lead up to get me where I am here right now, even just standing here right now, I had no idea. So I'm not going to sit here and take any type of credit for any of this. I have to go ahead and give it to my executive producer. And that's just the way it is. That's how I roll. That's who I am, and that's what I do. And again, without 2020, when I sit back and I think about 2020, I was just having this conversation with recording artist Doni Nicole is coming in straight up from New York. Just having this conversation that, it's been 4 years since the 411 podcast has started. So still here, thankful. And of course, this journey, I could not do it without each and every one of you out there, the people who really rock with me. I want to say what's up to the day ones. SOS. Thank you so much for rocking with me since day one. And you are definitely one of those that have been rocking and rolling. Let's talk about last night. So I'm going to have to get me a little drink with this one here, because Mr. Birdman last night was super on point. His book, Outdoor Memories. Amazing. I'm so glad that, we found each other through Twitter. It was Twitter back then, it's X now. I'm so thankful for that. And anybody out there, go ahead and follow me on X. This is definitely, follow Birdman. Check him out. I want to make sure I give you the props that you deserve too. I can't say it all. I know it might be backwards too, but follow him on YouTube. He has some great things coming out on YouTube. He's in Amazon, so it's amazon.com/author/Birdman313. Amazon.com/author/Birdman313. You can go ahead and get his new book, Outdoor Memories. He's on Twitter, of course. I told you that's where we met. That's twitter.com, or you can x.com/Birdman313. Just remember his name, Birdman313. He is on point. Instagram.com/Birdman31355. And of course, YouTube.com/author poet Birdman31355. Check this out. Outdoor Memories. Had a great conversation with him yesterday. We talked about being in controlling relationships, breaking free from controlling relationships. It was just so dope. Go back and watch the replay. I didn't want to end the show. I didn't want to end it, but I had to. So that's what it was like. And tonight we're gonna have some of the same thing going on, because we have recording artists Doni Nicole, straight up from New York, a place that I like to say that I'm from, but I'm from Jersey. I just had this conversation with her. I'm from Jersey, but I love just the New York culture. I love everything about it. So can't wait to speak to her. She has a new single out called Love Affair. And what do you know? We are talking about friends with benefits. So maybe the love affair and the friends with benefits actually will make some sense about it. I have no idea. Let's get into the song of the day. Friends with Benefits, Tory Lanez. So this is a real interesting topic. And because before, I don't believe that I was able to handle a friends with benefits situation. So to this, we're gonna talk about it, and of course, we're gonna go back and forth with uh, Doni, Nicole, and it's gonna be interesting as some things reveal. But as I step back out of the situation and I started to look at it from the outside looking in, I'm like, yeah, you understand the complexities of this now. You didn't before when you were in it. But the main question today that I have to ask myself, and time again, when, if any of these situations decide to present themselves, because you never know what's going to happen, um, do you think that you can handle a friends with benefits situation? Like, do you really think that you can handle a friends with benefits situation? Do you really want to get into this and test this and maybe muddy the water up a little bit? If you had a good thing going with a friend, is it wise to go ahead and say, okay, let's take it to the next level? Now, check this one out. How many people enter into a friends with benefits situation, but you were never friends with the person to begin with? You knew nothing about them. You just signed up because that's what the person said that they wanted, a friends with benefits. Maybe you were on a dating site. Maybe you were swiping left or right or whatever because, sometimes it be like that. And someone post or put something out there that they just want a friends with benefits situation. So some of us just go run in and just say, okay, yeah, I think I just want a friends with benefits situation. And you enter into a situation but you were never friends with the person to begin with. So you knew nothing about them. You knew nothing about what you were getting yourself into. I'm gonna leave you all with that one. That one's pretty interesting too. Now, again, sometimes I have to basically just sit here and ask myself these questions because, listen, I'm not gonna sit up here and act like I'm 100% and I just know exactly. I don't never partaked in any of these situations or never had any of these situations going on with these topics that I speak about on the 401 podcast and reading between the lines. Like, listen, this is life, this is reality. And that's why I said that when I started this in 2020 and I stand true to this today, like, I'm not coming with things that are not going to make sense. I'm not coming with something that's not real. Like, I get that maybe other people want certain things and like that, but I'm in control of this realm here today. When we're speaking about realm of relationships, I'm in control of this thing here today. So you don't get to show up and come up and dictate and try to make moves about what we got going on over here. You stay with what you got over there, and I'm gonna stay in my little what I got going on here and keep it moving. So, but let me check these comments here. And again, I'm gonna take my time because it is what it is. What's going on, Birdman? Thank you so much for joining. Listen, like I said, I really did enjoy the conversation. I was just like, wow, that show was on point. Thank you so much for joining again, y'all. Go ahead and check out Mr. Birdman, Outdoor Memories 313. I feel like I have known you. It's just mystical too when it comes to Birdman. I was just sitting here thinking. I sat back and I thought about all of my guests. Shanti Refuge again. Thank you so much for coming on. Raquel Hernandez. Thank you so much for coming on. Chef Gina B. Thank you so much for coming on. Like Valine Jackson. We're going to get into it. I'm going to take my time. We got this Friends with Benefits coming on. I get that. Doni Nicole, we're going to get her in. And I'm going to try not to get up here and run my mouth too much. But, once this thing start to flow, it is what it is. And I just go with it. So speaking of day one, first of all, let me just back up. Realm of relationships. I'm just so thankful for the whole experience here. Thankful for all of the people who've come on the show. I could have not done this without the special guest that decided to show up and rock with me. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate that. And Valine Jackson opened up and shared her story and shared her truth. And I appreciate that all the way down. Every single person that was hand selected and picked to come on the show here showed up and they did their thing. And Valine Jackson is doing her thing, shared stories about, sometimes when it comes to these relationships, since we're talking about relationships, let's just get real and let's just get right. Sometimes it's okay to say, nah, this relationship ain't working for me. Like, I might have been a little naive. I might have been a little whatever back in the day, but today I'm deciding to take responsibility for my life, and I'm deciding to say, you know what, it's a wrap. And when we think about these realm of relationships, I want it to be very clear that it's just not all romantic, because trust and believe that for me to get here and stand up here and to be doing the things that I'm doing here today and where I see myself in the future, this wasn't all just no romantic type of stuff. Like there was no betrayal from a romantic perspective. So I want to be very clear that when we talk about all of these topics, even though someone might go in about a relationship, which is cool, somebody else might be dealing with something on the job. So it's okay to say goodbye to some jobs that don't work for you. It's okay to say goodbye to some bosses who just think that they can show up and do whatever they want to do in your world. It's all right to say that, you know what, this friendship is no longer working for me. And it's all right. It's like, deuces, I got you. Thank you so much for showing me exactly who you are. So I enjoyed that, speaking with Bonleen Jackson. And then when it comes to Shanti Refuge, for someone to come in and open up and share their story, their life. They're putting their life out there. They're putting themselves out there. It ain't easy. It ain't easy to do something like this. So I give you so much credit, and I want to say thank you so much for coming on. Y'all go ahead and support Miss Shanti Refuge with her memoir, Quiet as Kept. Thank you so much for coming on. I definitely do appreciate you. It ain't easy doing something like that. And to do that, you have to have a good spiritual foundation. You have to know who you are, and you have to know what you're not, and you have to know some places that you ain't gonna go, and you have to know some things you got to know. So um, check out that replay as well. We had a great conversation about, listen, you have to have a foundation. You have to actually know where you stand, and once you make that decision and you say that this is it, that's it. That's exactly what that means. And for the people who don't like it and don't want to be a part of it, same thing like I said before. Deuces. It's okay. It's fine. I'm all right with that today. Before, I didn't know who I was, so I used to be so concerned about what people would say and think and this and that and next the other. Here we go with Raquel Hernandez, like jealous. That was an interesting conversation, interesting show. Like, anybody out there used to be just so jealous of everybody because you just felt that you needed and you were entitled to have every single thing that's out there. Somebody who's driving a nice fly car, you want that. The clothes that they got, you want that. The house that they got, you want that. The money that they got, you want that. The man that they got, you want that. The woman that they got, you want that. The kids that they got, you want that. The vacations that they got, you want that. Oh, I mean, I could just go down the list. All of those attachments, all of those things that we just keep adding on, adding on, adding on because we thought it was cool because we saw the next door neighbor with it. Or we thought it was cool because we saw the friend on the job with it. Or we thought it was cool because maybe one of our siblings were able to go ahead and get away with it. Sometimes, it is what it is. Like, everybody ain't equally to get everything. So we go ahead and we walk around and we put on all these things, and then we wonder why, you know, we can't sleep at night because we got all of these things going on. Well, it was that jealous spirit that got you all of that stuff, and now you got it. Now what you gonna do? Now I got you in that relationship. Now you got it, and you can't even sleep because you can't even trust the person. You don't know what they're doing behind your back, and this and that, the next, the other thing. But you wanted it because that jealous, that possessive spirit, you wanted that, and you took that on, and you invited that in, and then now you got it. And you don't know why your emotions are up, and you're up and down, and you're left and right, and you don't know. And sometimes when you can't have something, that's what that means. I don't mean it could go on like this, but I just have to go ahead and give you all the rundown as far as this week here. Like, I know that I come out here and I do this, but just as much as I connect and I interact with each and every one of you out there, trust and believe that this has been a healing process for me as well, on so many different levels. When I say that this has been a healing week, it has been a healing week. I had no idea that I would even be able to press play because there were so many different things that were happening and so many different things that didn't set up for me to just basically throw in a towel and say it's a wrap. But again, when 2020, when I made a decision to come out here and do this, and to continue to keep rocking and rolling and bringing the people along and uplifting the people who said, Laren, you know what, I got you. I rock with you. I like you. You're cool. This, that, the next, the other. I did away with the people who said negative things about me and started to open up doors and embrace the people who give me the love back, such as Birdman. I appreciate you. Thank you for supporting and checking out the show. Thank you. So now we here, friends with benefits. I know y'all want this. Doni, Nicole. Now the Tory Lanez song is interesting. Tory Lanez. So he's basically letting you know that if you're a friend, right? Now check this out. If you're a friend, we have multiple friends, right? So maybe we can't dictate how many friends people have, but trust and believe that if you enter into a friends with benefits situation, you already know that you ain't the only one. Just think about that. Friends with benefits situation, you already know that you're not the only one. Just think about that. It's clear right from the beginning. Listen to that song from Tory Lanez. Tells you straight from the beginning that, listen, this is what it is. Like, forget about the other ones. He's letting you know, forget about the other ones. There were other ones there, but tonight I'm just focusing on you. And tonight we just going to be in this situation like friends with benefits. So you have to understand and know exactly what you're getting into. The expectations have got to be clear. Boundaries have to be set. We're going to get into all of these types of things. But how many of us, like I said before, get into friends with benefits situation and you were never friends with the person to begin with? You didn't know nothing about them. You just jump right on into it. How many of us signed up for this situation and didn't know how many friends the other person had because you didn't do your research? It goes a hell of a lot more deeper than just, say, a friends with benefits situation. It's okay that if somebody wants that in their life, but trust and believe that, like I said before, we write our own story. So you're going to write a whole bunch of beautiful things depending on what your friend is, or you're going to write a whole bunch of negative, nasty things that's going to come into your world, because you have to be very careful about the people that we select and we allow to show up in our worlds. Like I said, the person that I am today after all of the journey that I've been through, you're not just going to be able to come up and show up in my world today. You're not going to be able to just come and make moves and dictate what goes on in this realm. And that comes to even family members too. Like, that was a interesting, awakening moment for me as well, because I get that you might be family. It is what it is. But, like, you just can't come up and show up and run amok in my world today. Maybe before, when I didn't know who I was, but I make it very clear. And guess what? And at the end of the day, if you don't like it, it is what it is. But I'm going to stand true to be who I am. You just can't come and do what you want to do. But anyway, let me go ahead and get Doni, Nicole in here so we can get on this point here with this friends with benefits situation and see what she got to say here.
Hello?
Hello. What's going on? Welcome to the 411.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good.
Hey,
I'm
y'all. How y'all doing?
It has been a minute, but I'm like so super excited. And I don't want to keep you so long, but this is the last show of this 4-sphere realm of relationships. And before I get into it, I want to say thank you so much for coming on. Thank you so much for coming on.
Oh, you are so welcome. Thank you for having me. I really appreciate this. You don't even know. Thank you.
I just like, I'm excited. I'm just gonna have an outburst moment. I'm excited because the little boy from Trenton, New Jersey, who wanted to be a musician at a young age, and there were so many people that said, you can't do it. Don't do it. Stay away from that stuff. You can't sing. You're this, you're that, you're blah, blah, blah. All of that stuff. Family members, people who were close to me really broke my heart when I was a kid. And I'm just keeping it real. But I have to say thank you so much to them, because I continue to keep pressing on and pressing on and pressing on to do what I wanted to do. And I had no idea I would have a podcast like this. And I had no idea that I would give so many musicians a spot to come on here and shine. So even though that I wasn't supposed to be a musician, I'm still doing what I love with the music. And because I dealt with some of the issues in the past with people telling me I couldn't, I give it up to the entrepreneurs. I give it up for the authors. I give it up for the self-published authors. It's not easy making your brand do what it do. So thank you so much for coming on here.
You're welcome. May I say something?
Absolutely.
Uh, thank you. You give musicians a voice. There are so many independent artists that are out there that just want to be heard, And as a musician, the DJ, he or she is gonna be the one to put your music out there. But you give me a voice. I'm able to show my personality. I'm able to share my story, through conversation with you. And I really appreciate that you are needed amongst the musicians and the entrepreneurs because you get the word out, So thank you.
You are so welcome. When I got hurt up as a kid, I said, "That's cool. That's cool. Okay, I may not be able to be on the stage like I thought I was, but I'm going to do something." So
I know that's right.
And then when I said I was going to do something, I said, "Now, how can I give back to where I come from, what I wanted to be, and what I wanted to do? How can I do that?" So again, I forgot who I was because I got caught up with so many different relationships and got caught up with so many different people that I forgot who I was. I got caught up with so many different jobs and careers and different things that I forgot who I was. But guess what, baby? We up here today, and I know who I am today, so it is what it is, and I'm just gonna keep on coming, and I'm gonna keep on coming.
Right. I know that's right. Better go ahead.
All right, so we got this new single called "Love Affair." I love the title.
Yeah.
And when I heard it, I said, "Oh, that's it." I told you that my family, they love house music, so I was like, "That's it. It's a wrap. That's it."
I definitely got to meet your family after what you share with me. That's amazing that they love my music.
Absolutely. Between my family, when it comes to house music, I shared the story with you off air that I have to give all of that credit to my brother. Um, the way I get my swag on the dance floor is because he was into music and he brought, the whole house uh, club scene to me when I was like 85, 6, 7, 80s, early 80s. Growing up, he taught me and my sister, my whole family, how to just do it. So again, I have to give very special thank you to my brother Michael. Rest in peace. And house music is definitely a part of my family now, and it's always is. Now, my sibling, my sister, and my mother, they are just die. What do they call them? House heads. That's it.
Oh yeah,
that's it. Yep.
Sure.
Now me, I need the R&B, the hip hop. I'll do the house music and stuff. Like I said, I got my little swag, because I learned how to do all of that stuff. But me, I'm strictly hip hop, R&B for the most part.
Oh my goodness.
So Love Affair, how we get here?
Say that again. I'm sorry.
I said, so Love Affair, how did we get here?
Okay, Love Affair. Love Affair was actually created during the pandemic. So the song is a few years old. I think probably the last time we spoke, I was probably creating this song. Oh. Yeah, I was definitely in the studio. Okay. So it just shows that sometimes you can have music and it can sit and it can still be relevant, even if you put it out years later.
Absolutely.
So I created this song with Bruce Jeffers, aka Bruce, and Divine Touch, who played keys, and we created a masterpiece. I really love the song. It's something outside of the box that I would normally do, but Bruce Jeffers, he taught me about house music, the DJs and the concepts. And, I'm still learning, but I really do appreciate house music.
That must have been something. I would have loved to be in the studio to see how that's created, because it's something when you create different genres of music, there's different things that go into it. And I would just love, I don't want to say I know everything, because I used to be in the studio and try to make demos and stuff like that. And when I really started to think I got good with music, I sort of put it down. But I understand the concept of what it takes when it comes to laying the tracks down and getting everything aligned properly and mixing it and all of that stuff. I just started to almost open the door when it came to that type of stuff, but it just wasn't the right time. So I can imagine what it is with house music, because the way it's laid up, it's not laid up like a traditional, 4-minute R&B song, or a 5-minute hip hop song or something like that. Now the songs are like 3 minutes, so 2 and 3 minutes.
Yeah, that's true, because people's attention spans are so short now. So
annoying to me.
You have to shorten the music.
Annoying to me, because
back in the day, back in the day, they had extended versions. Like, you would dance at least 10, 20 minutes to one song.
Right.
And you probably started right back over again.
I just don't understand it. Like, when I heard my first 3-minute song, I got a little upset. And I was like, nah, that ain't right.
You wanted more.
Yeah, like, it's over already?
You wanted more.
It's over already? Like, what? Now I gotta go back? Yeah. All right. So,
but,
go ahead. You want to add something?
No. I was just thinking, because you were saying, how much work you put into a song. It's a lot of work just to put the music out,
Oh, yeah.
First, you got to record it, and then, like you said, you got to get the right mix, you got to get the right master. So it takes time, and also learning what to hear for. Mm-hmm. So I've been doing this for a few years now, so I'm learning along the way, and I just learned to just be patient with myself, because in the end, you will get the result, the product that you want.
When did you first start singing, like saying, okay, so professionally I want to do this. I know I got a voice. I know, I am what I am. But now let me take that step and put myself out there in the universe. So what year was that when you decided to do that?
Wow, 2009. I auditioned for the Mama Foundation in Harlem. And I auditioned for the off-Broadway show, Sing Harlem Sing. And I was nervous. It was probably really my first audition, but my godmother, she really encouraged me. She heard it on the radio, and then I think she saw it in a newspaper or something. Mm-hmm. And she was like, baby, you gotta go. You gotta go. Because, I would sing in church, but that was about it. So her and my mom, they drove me to the location, and I sang I sang a gospel song, and I got the call back. I was a background singer and a background dancer, and I performed with them for a season, and then after that, they did the movie Mama, I Wanna Sing, and I was in the church scene with Lynn Whitfield. You also had Sierra in the movie. Patti LaBelle was in the movie. It was a lot of great. Was it Marvin Winans? I think he was in the movie as well. So it was a lot of greats in the movie. Movie.
Did Marvin Winans play the pastor?
Yeah.
I kind of thought
it's on Tubi. They put it on Tubi now, because when it was supposed to come out in theaters, and this was at the time when they had bootlegs, and it got leaked. So I had to get the bootleg. It never came out on in the theaters, and then BET took over it, and it will play all the time. People would hit me up is that you?
Oh wow, that is awesome.
And that was such a great feeling.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It was such a great feeling.
That's awesome.
Then I saw recently it was on Tubi. So you guys, please go check it out if you can. It's called Mama, I Wanna Sing, starring Sierra.
Yeah. Now I'm gonna have to go and watch that. Typically, I don't watch a lot of different things. If you want to get frustrated, just start asking me if I saw the latest movies, and the response is going to be absolutely not.
Well, I don't even watch TV, honestly. I don't watch it. I have it here for my daughter. I work so much, I don't even get the opportunity. But when I do, I hit up my people what's good to watch? I want to binge watch something.
Me, I'm like a big old kid. I like to watch a whole bunch of cartoons and things that make me laugh, and I'm just
That's cute.
Big old cartoons every day. My niece was like, Uncle Larry, you still watch cartoons all the time? I'm like, absolutely.
You a big kid. That's what keeps
Absolutely.
you looking so young.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. So now this friends with benefits situation here. Have you heard the song from Tory Lanez?
Have I heard
Mm-hmm.
from Tory Lanez?
Yeah, the song "Friends with."
I can't recall right now. I probably heard it.
So with that in this song here, he's basically letting you know right from the beginning that forget about the other ones. Tonight it's just me and you. So if someone approaches you and you're friends with them and they say, "All right, today forget about the other ones. It's just me and you." Is that something that you're signing up for today?
No.
This might be a little personal. This is a tough topic. I get it.
I mean, it gotta be. That's all they offer. Like, I'm kind of over that phase now. You just gonna come up to me and offer sex. There's no substance. There's nothing else that you can offer.
Well,
I'm good.
Go ahead.
No, you can't.
Well, they are offering you something. They're your friend. But I guess the other thing is the benefit, though.
See, like the old me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, depending on the situation, how he loves, what he got going on. If I'm just sexually attracted to him, that I might consider it.
Mm-hmm.
But, now I would just brush it off. I'm just being honest. I would really just brush it off.
No, I get you. Now, this is Friends with Benefits from Casual to Complicated. And that's what this is about because it's complicated. And I think we lost Miss Doni Nicole, but that is okay. We're going to call her right back. It's from casual to complicated, and that's what typically happens. It starts off casual, and then all of a sudden, it gets complicated.
Hello?
Yeah, I don't know what happened, but typically that happens. I said it goes from casual to complicated. That's why this is a hard, tough topic. So
yeah, I feel like it always ends in heartbreak,
And I'm gonna tell you.
It always ends in heartbreak.
I'm gonna tell you why it ends in a heartbreak, and typically we do it to ourselves. Somebody on one end is gonna do it to ourselves because when you enter into a situation like this, whatever communication and whatever you say in the beginning, and I'm only speaking from my own personal experience, that's exactly what that means. So if you enter into a situation and you say, okay, we're going to be friends with benefits, and we both, agree to that, that's exactly what that means. Later on down the road, one party is still on point. They're still doing their job. They're still being the friends with benefits. They're still focusing. That's what we signed up for. Let's go. Right? Then somebody on the other end is like, well, damn, I like him a little bit too much, or I like her just a little bit too much, or I want this all the time. I want them to be with me all the time. I want to be the one that's flexing on a gram with them. I want to be the one that gets the birthday shout outs. I want to be all of that. I want to be right. So
you're absolutely right, but I feel like, this generation, like, they don't want you to have feelings. They don't want you to feel anything. And if you naturally are with someone sexually, you're going to develop feelings. You're going to develop a bond with them.
Absolutely.
You can't not do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just weird. So to even try to play yourself and be like, oh, I'm not going to take this person serious. You love that person. You got to feel something for them if you're going to lay down with them. That's serious to lay down with someone.
Absolutely. Start to develop those little soul ties and get all wrapped up in it. Now here's the kicker.
It hurts so much when you. Okay.
And then I'm gonna say this, and then you go in, and then here's it even worse too, because nowadays people don't like to use protection. So that key word that I just said, protection, that is going to protect you from a couple different things. We of course know sexually transmitted diseases and all of those horrible things. I almost said great things. Those horrible things, right? So we already know that that's a level of protection, but it also is protecting you spiritually because you are exchanging just a little bit too much. And then once a man comes in and does what a man does, and that's done, and that deed is done, he's always going to be with you.
Yeah, that DNA is embedded in that woman's womb. She'll always be connected to him. Always. Yeah.
Now, what do you think about this as we talk about friends with benefits? I'm just opening up this door so that when people get into these situations, these are just some things to think about. How about this? Have you heard this before, that whoever you lay down with, you've laid down with everybody that they've slept with too?
Yes. And I do agree with that, because if you haven't done the work, to heal yourself, you're just going to pass on those demons. So, like when you sleep with somebody and then, you don't know them, and then you just start feeling crazy, you know what I'm saying? All these weird emotions, and you don't know why, and it's just negative energy. Those are the other person's energy. That's the other person's energy that you're taking on. So that's their demon. You're picking up everything, and you can pick up good habits, and you can pick up bad habits.
You better say
I've been with a guy, and after I just felt so beautiful. Like, I had never felt like that with anybody else. I was in the mirror. Oh my God, I just feel beautiful. And then I've been with someone else, and I'm just like, maybe I'm not beautiful enough. It was the total opposite. So you have to be watchful of like their spirit before you go, because you're gonna end up feeling it. And it's sad, because a lot of people, they take on that energy and they really don't know why.
What? You better say that. Like Beyonce has that song, and I get so mad. I get so mad today because when it first came out, I had to learn how to listen to my music, because I'm, like I told you, I'm just that straight hip hop person, R&B, and a lot of times with me, when I first learned about music, it was about the beat first, and I just got hypnotized and mesmerized by the beat, that I just had to have that head rocking like this first. And then if it had me doing this, then it's like, okay, now I can listen to the whole thing. But because I was doing a lot of this at first, I wasn't really listening to the lyrics. So when that Beyonce Crazy in Love joint came out, we all just went crazy over that beat. It was insane. And the beat got you, right? The ladies love that. I'm sure you know that song, how it start off and people just lose it. But when I think about it today, who the hell wants to be crazy in love? Who wants to be crazy in love today?
I don't.
Especially when you've been there before and you know better. Your emotions just crazy, just like, that beat, just like that. That's how you're up and down, up and down, up and down, crazy in love. Don't know what, please. Absolutely not.
Yeah, I don't want to be crazy in love. I don't want to be obsessed. All of those things that I feel like, I don't want to say we grew up on it, but, they put those concepts into our minds. And we really believe that we got to like be going crazy and doing just stupid stuff for people just because we're in love with them. But that's toxic,
Absolutely.
And I don't want to feel like that. I want to feel good things, I want to feel good vibes. I want to say, instead of being crazy in love, let me just express my love for this person in a positive way.
That's what's up. Birdman says, not me. I know that's what's up. I don't want to be crazy in love today. No.
Yeah.
So
you live and you learn, right?
Ain't that the truth? And I'm so glad that I learned. I'm so glad, like my mentor says, once you know better, you do better. So now if you know better and you don't do better, then that's just shame on you, because you already know better than that.
Yeah.
My grandmother used to say stuff like that. Shame on you.
It's the truth, though. It is the truth.
How hard is it, we on this friends with benefits thing, how hard is it to transition from friends to lovers? Like, now I gave the scenario about people that jump into, online now with this swiping left and right and all these apps and these dating things. I'm so sick of it. Like, I don't do any of that stuff, but I could just be doing a basic transaction on my phone, and then there's a stupid ad for some little new dating site that's out there. Get out of here with that. But people do that stuff, and they will post just looking for something casual, just looking for friends with benefits. And I said before earlier is that people go on these websites and they sign up and they swipe left or right or whatever you do. I don't know how it works. And they end up getting wrapped up into a friends with benefits situation, but you were never friends with the person to begin with. You don't know nothing about them.
Yeah.
And now
that's true. That's very true.
And now that you don't know nothing about them, you don't know how many friends they got. Because remember, with a friends with benefits situation, you ain't the only one.
Because you're not. Unless you have that conversation, you know what I'm saying? And that's the hard part, just trying to trust and trying to act like you don't have feelings. And I've said that before, because if they are talking to somebody else, you got to act like you don't care. And that's torture. That is torture. Like, why would you do that to yourself? Why are you trying to play it so cool to be with somebody who don't only want to be with you? They want to be with the whole community. But you trying to be loyal. You know what I'm saying? Like, you sitting around waiting for somebody for the community. It don't make sense. It don't make sense.
I got this for you. When we said from casual to complicated, you know when it gets complicated? Mm-hmm. It gets complicated when that Carl Thomas joint comes on, Emotional.
I heard that today in the shop. I heard that song. I was singing it. I was like, child, I'm so glad I ain't going through that. Because you know when they go to the bridge, honey, he's talking about he wish he never met her at all. And you know what? That pain be hurting so bad. But it's like, you can't even tell nobody that you really in a heartbreak. Like, they gonna look at you like you stupid.
Yeah, you want to know why? Because you the one who gave in. You gave in. You had no choice, right? Okay.
It be worse. The pain be worse than a regular relationship.
Oh, because you can't. Why? Because you can't tell nobody, right? That is so dope.
Thing hurt.
That is so dope because it's like you knew better to begin. Like it's almost like you know that you're doing something wrong. That I appreciate you for bringing that up because whenever, and this is why I gotta apologize to a bunch of people because I was really in a situation. I was really in my first. Wasn't my first friends with benefits situation? It might have been, and I fell super hard, like hit that concrete. But I was the one that was like, oh no, like I'm gonna be the only one. This is gonna be something. And that's where you're wrong because that communication from day one, whatever was established from day one, that's exactly what that means. You like enter into an agreement. It's almost like enter into a contract. It's almost entering into what it is, right? So you can't go on and change it midway through. Unless y'all gonna go back to the table and negotiate a new contract. You can't do that. So
I mean, I think it's possible, but most times it doesn't. And I think that if you do go back to the contract, most people want to be serious. That's what I would think.
Yeah.
Because what more can you ask for?
Now here's the thing. Once the emotions get high, somebody starts to feel a little bit too much, and the other one is just still doing their job. They just showed up. They said this is what it is, but you somewhere losing your mind and you can't handle it. So you try to negotiate a new contract, set some new boundaries. What happens when it don't work the way it's supposed to work? Like, does that mean that you're no longer my friend?
Yeah, it usually is finished. Every situationship I ever had, it just ended and we don't talk. Because there's no value. You know what I'm saying? Like from the jump. So when it ends, it just ends. There's really no respect. There's really no value towards the relationship. So it ends in a horrible way, usually. Or, like you said, one person, they just leave without thinking anything, and then the other person is just really heartbroken. it's usually one sided, but I think most people, they do hurt. They just have different ways of showing it, you know. But
if somebody wants to end it, is that cool? Is that like okay? Do you respect that today?
I just ghost them, child.
Yeah. Like back in the day,
I've just ghosted them.
Back in the day, I couldn't respect it. I was just disrespectful. I was straight up disrespectful. Like, nah, like I'm here now. We here now. So what? What? I'm here now. So what we doing? I don't want like
For real.
It's craziness. Like I said, once you know better, you do better. Birdman says friends with benefits equals someone will catch feelings. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Now here's the question. Who's better at this game, men or women?
I would definitely have to say from my experience, men are better. But I'm a Cancer and I'm a lover. I wear my heart on my sleeve. So I can't speak, for every woman.
Mm-hmm.
I've been on the other side before. Once I've been on the other side. And the only reason I did it is I flipped it on the guy. So the guy, he was always acting like he wasn't into me. So this time I was like, all right, you want to deal with me? Let's just keep it as it is, what we spoke on.
Mm-hmm.
Honey, I did that. He was like, what's wrong with you? Why you used to be? Why you this? Why you that? And I was like, it don't feel good, do it?
Yeah, sometimes
it doesn't feel good.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I know what you mean. Sometimes, we could feel like we're used. I get it. Birdman says women are better at it, and sometimes I kind of think that. I think that first time I was cheated on, she had a friends with benefits situation on the side that had been going on way before I even showed up. Like when homeboy was like, yeah, like her and I've been messing around on and off for a good, 4 or 5 years, and I had only been dating her for 2. So you mean to tell me you've been with her for 4 or 5 years on and off, and I only been with her for 2? So you got more history than I do, and I had no idea the whole entire time. Like I'm thinking to myself, damn, you've been in this relationship and you didn't know the whole entire time that you were being played. Birdman, I gotta kind of agree with you on that. oh, it's super okay because, like, yeah, I get it today. So
I'm sorry that happened to you.
Oh, please listen. You know what? I'm not sorry that it happened because I needed to learn my lesson, but I didn't learn my lesson with that one. So then the next situation happened. Didn't learn my lesson with that one. So the next situation happened. So then finally I was like, okay, cool then. So I guess this is what it's about. Like people just rip and run and they do what they want to do. So I'm going to just go out there and I'm going to just, get into a friends with benefits situation, or what do they call this thing? This open relationship type stuff where people are cool with whatever. Man, please, that absolutely not. Nope. Because I just realized that we can't handle this type of stuff. This is too much.
And that's why I say to myself, because I ain't got time.
Now,
I just ain't have time.
Absolutely. Now, here's the thing with a friends with benefits situation. We go from casual to complicated. Casual on the fun in the beginning, we having fun and everything is wonderful, but then somebody gets a little bit too complicated, and that's when the drama starts. Keyword drama. People start to get their emotions let to get the best of them. When emotions are high, intelligence goes out the window. So you were down to earth, you were on point, you were level-headed in the beginning. We had this conversation about what's going to work well with you, what works well with me. But then all of a sudden your emotions got involved. And when emotions get involved and they get high, the intelligence goes out the window. Now we ain't having fun no more. Every time I turn around, you got an attitude because, you looking over my phone, or you want to know who I'm talking to because you wondering if you're the only one. You weren't the only one because we established that in the beginning. So get over it. But it's songs like Music Soul Child half crazy, because that's basically what happens. You start to go half crazy, and then what does he say? I just want my friend back. Like what? I just want my friend back. That what we had in the beginning, but you getting somewhere all
and
crazy.
You know what? That's why, like, friendships that I do have, and the guy friend, he wants to be more. Sometimes I don't wanna do it because it's like you have something so innocent, something so pure and genuine, and then you go and you mess it up if things don't work out. Everybody's not mature enough to say, okay, this didn't work, so let's go back to being friends. I tried my hardest to be careful, but then I also look at it like whoever you deal with, whether it is a situationship or an actual relationship, you want them to be your friend. You want them to be your best friend. You want to be able to confide in them. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
You should want that relationship. So it's tricky. You gotta know when to move and when not to move. And right now, I'm just choosing not to do anything because I got some good friendships, and I don't want to do that. I don't want to risk it.
Absolutely, that makes sense. Now, you said some good points that is going to lead us right into where we need to lead in before we get to burning questions. But here's another thing. After all of the drama, all of the nonsense comes up, you're feeling a little emotional, like Carl Thomas. We already talked about that. You might have the music soul child every now and then, half crazy, where you're just like, damn, I just want my friend back. And then, like you said, now all of a sudden you lose a friend, or you feel like you're losing a friend. And I got to go ahead and take this and bring this on home for my girl.
Okay.
The queen of hip hop soul, Mary J. Blige, definitely opened me up to this one.
Mary.
When she said, on 7 days, she said, now how can I address you? Hey lover, hi friend, how you doing? Where you been? Like, are you my lover or are you my friend? How you doing? Where you been? I ain't seen you in a minute. We used to be chilling. We used to be cool. But now all of a sudden you trying to front and stunt. Like, what's going on here? So at that moment, it is what it is, right? Like, so in order to get all of this confusion out of here, in order to break up and shake up from this, you have to basically say, are we still going to be friends or is this over? Now, here is the part after this. After we make this decision, do you think it's wise to still be friends afterwards? I think you said earlier you don't think so. You should just let it go.
Yeah, I think you should just let it go. It's okay to move on. It's okay not to stay stagnant in the same energy with the same people. That's the only way that you'll grow. Like, yeah, you took an L, move on. It hurts, but you got to go through that to build character,
Absolutely. Don't be in those quicksand relationships, basically stuck in quicksand, doing the same thing over and over and over again, expecting different results, because that, we already know what that is. That's the definition of insanity. Getting up every single day, doing the same thing over and over again, entering into those same relationships over and over again, doing those same toxic behaviors with those people over and over and over again, getting mixed up with the same crowd, same people, and then going at home and saying, wow, I wish that things would be a little bit different. Well, it will be different when you decide to stop doing the same stupid things that you've been doing. And sometimes you have to talk to yourself like that. Like, stop doing that.
It's like when you accept that treatment, the person that you're dealing with, they don't look at you as taking you serious.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
That's the sad part. You would think high regards of that person, and they could think the complete opposite. They would not be there for you if anything went down. If you had an emergency or you needed quick cash, they wouldn't be there. And that's what you have to realize too. Like, if you're going to allow people in your life, at least have somebody that's going to have your back. You can be friends with benefits, but at least have somebody who's going to have your back. Because at the end of the day, it's you by yourself.
Wow. I got you. Now, here's a question that I have for you. I'm going to set this scenario up, and then we're going to get into burning questions. So,
okay.
You meet somebody. You find out that this individual had a friends with benefits situation that didn't work out, and that they are just remaining friends. This happens a lot. You meet somebody and everything's cool, and then they tell you about their friend. But we being honest, we being open. Nobody should be lying. Nobody should be trying to cover anything up. So let's be honest and let's be open and say, okay, listen, this is my friend, but we had a friends with benefits situation going on, and it didn't work out. So we just remain friends. How do you feel about carrying on with that type of relationship with that individual?
I mean, I appreciate the honesty, but I don't know if I could handle that. I really don't know, because then I feel like it could happen again while they're dealing with me.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't. I have to protect my heart. I have to protect myself. So, you can go along with it and act like you're cool,
Right.
but it's going to end in a harsh way. Just be honest. That's the thing. People don't be honest. They be trying to cool or be accepting to other people. It's okay to be you. It's okay if you don't like certain things.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's how you're going to enjoy life. If you know what you enjoy and what you don't enjoy, don't put yourself through that. I'm not going to do that. I'm not. I wouldn't.
Do you think that?
And it's crazy because I'm sorry.
No. You go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's crazy because I was dealing with someone at one point, and I didn't know that they had another situation. Mm-hmm. And when I found out about that situation, I was just like, questioning, like, why didn't you tell me? Da 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 da. He explained who she was or whatever, and I didn't let it go. I stayed, and that thing ate me up so bad.
Yeah.
And eventually, I had to, because my health, like stressing, and I'm like, you really do put yourself through stress over a person that wouldn't even risk their life for you, who wouldn't even bring you a cup of soup if you wasn't feeling well. Like,
absolutely. No, I know exactly. Isn't that a shame how we do that? Like we spoke about embracing self and spirit and getting your great spiritual foundation together. Here you are.
Mm-hmm.
Just think about it. Outside running around getting crazy, getting your emotions up high and left and right, upside down the other, just like what you said, over somebody who wouldn't do it the same thing in return. The feeling is not mutual. Now, when you think about that, when you sit back and you think about that, and I mean take a hard look and think about that, does that make any type of sense for you to continuously keep going down that same path when you already know that somebody will not do the same for you?
It don't make any sense, but the thing is, people don't love themselves.
Exactly.
You have to love yourself. And, sometimes they feel like nobody else will take them. Nobody else will want them. This is the only one. When in reality, if you start to love yourself and have the right mindset and start manifesting, the things that you want will come to you. The things that you deserve will come to you. And that's something that I had to learn. I had to learn the hard way. I got my heart broken a few times. But it's just like, eventually you do learn. And I hope that people listening to this podcast tonight, I hope that you see your self-worth. And I hope that if you don't love yourself, that today you start to love yourself, because you are worth it. No matter what you've been through, no matter who broke your heart, no matter what happened, you are worth it and you are loved and you deserve the best.
Absolutely. Well said. Well said. Thank you so much for wrapping that up, because that is so true.
You're welcome.
Like my mentor says, everything starts with self. Like if you love yourself enough, like you won't put up with some of these things. Like you won't.
Mm-hmm.
Like love yourself enough to know.
Yep.
Like be happy like Mary.
Love yourself enough to have boundaries.
Absolutely. Love yourself enough to know when it's time to let go. How about that?
Yes. Come on, speak it.
Like when it's time to let go. Like I'm just thinking about that whole Mary joint back with Be Happy. And then of course, Jasmine Sullivan gave us a good refresher with that. How can I love myself if I don't know when it's time to let go? Like you gotta learn to let go. You gotta know when it's time to say it's a wrap and it's done. Like
You gotta have a spirit of discernment. You gotta feel it, and people feel it. They just don't listen to themselves. They don't listen. They don't listen to the energy. They don't. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta be in tune to know, like, all right, I gotta leave this person alone. If everything is going wrong in your life and you're connected to this person, it's because of them. You gotta leave them alone.
All hell breaking loose, right? Listen, I had to learn, like,
yes.
Everything is so beautiful right in the beginning, and you loving yourself and everything. You got everything you need. You cared for. You ain't got to worry about nothing. And then all of a sudden, the walls just start crumbling in. And instead of being like, oh, what is this? Like, why is this happening? We're just like, oh, okay, whatever. Like, yeah, just come in and do whatever you want to do. And the next thing you know, your whole life is all in a shamble, and you have no idea why. Well, you do know why. You just didn't pay attention to all of those red flags and those signs, and they told you right from the beginning. You just weren't listening.
Mm-hmm.
But
nope, not at all.
We're going to get into burning questions. So for those of you out there listening, I want to say thank you so much. We have recording artist Doni Nicole all the way from New York. She is celebrating her new single, Love Affair. So what a great way to bring her in when we're speaking about this friends with benefits situation, speaking about love, emotions, everything get all complicated and jacked up. Listen, my mentor says, stay out of the bedroom, because when you get in the bedroom, emotions get all crazy and jacked up, and that's how things get distorted and confused. So if you want to be friends with somebody, how about you truly be friends with them the right way instead of jumping and running and doing that first? And then do your research and find out how many friends do they have and how many friends do they have. Like, do your research before you just throw yourself into a situation, because if you're in a friends with benefits situation, trust and believe that majority of the time, you ain't the only one. So if you want to try...
But you know what came to me?
Go ahead.
You know what came to me? I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be with a loser. Half the time, you gotta do your research, like you said. Some of these people don't have nothing going on in their lives. Nothing.
Nothing going on.
Nothing. Why would you want to be with somebody who's just lazy?
Nothing going on but you at the moment, until they get you right where they need you to get you.
You and Sharkeisha and Monifa and everybody else.
Shout out to Monifa.
They got time for that. Hey, Monifa.
Oh yeah. My favorite Monifa joint is Touch It. I don't know why I like that joint. I don't know why I like that so much, but I like that when she came out with that.
She's so beautiful.
Now, you can chime in tonight. 609-200-1098. Anybody out there who's coming across this replay, however long, whatever it is, you come across this and you want to join in and chime in, 609-200-1098. You can DM me on any of my social media platforms and let me know. Sometimes the burning questions that you guys chime in and comment on, it ends up showing up somewhere else and ends up being a burning question somewhere else. So I had a couple people say, I'm afraid I ain't coming on your show, but this happened. Can you turn this into a burning question to see what the people say about it? So I've done that before. Yeah.
Okay.
So the burning question.
I'm excited.
For tonight. Oh boy, we're going to get into this. So have you ever been caught in a friends with benefits situation and developed deeper feelings? Now, of course, we spoke about this. You said yes. How did you handle the emotional complications? So we both shared that we experienced this. So it's reality. It's real. How did you handle the emotional complexities?
I tried to act like I wasn't handling it. I tried to act like there wasn't a problem. And I was on the inside just tortured. And, eventually when I did speak, or when I have spoken on the situation, I didn't go off. I wasn't like all crazy, like, you messing with? No. I was just like, just be honest. Like, are you dealing with somebody? And sometimes you can tell if they lying, And sometimes you know when they're telling the truth. And whatever answer you get, and you get that gut in your feeling, you just have to take it and you have to heal from it. You know, a lot of people don't. They stay in the situation. Some people do. And, you know, they go through the emotion and then they heal up for another situation. Shift. And it's a cycle, you know.
Cyclical. Yeah, just keep doing it over and over and over again. And see, that's insane because, again, you clearly didn't learn your lesson. And ask me how I know, because I used to be that person. You heal up just enough. You said you heal up just enough, not fully, but just enough to turn around and get into another situationship. That was a word right there when you said that. You heal up just enough, not fully, but just enough to get by and act like we doing something. Wow. Wow.
And some people don't even heal. They just jump into something else because they don't know how to handle those emotions that they're dealing with. So why not, you know, what am I trying to say? Why not
cover it up?
Make an excuse to, you know, do the same thing over or try to avoid those feelings that you're going through.
It's like
let's just jump right into something else and you keep doing it.
It's like that Solange.
It's sad.
That song.
We all been there though. We've all been there.
It's like that Solange song, Cranes in the Sky, where she said, I tried to sex it away. I tried to do all of these things, and yet it's still.
Hello?
Yeah, can you hear me? Uh-oh. We lost her again. Let me try to call her one more time, and then we're going to go ahead and wrap this thing up. Wow. This is some good conversation. Thank you all so much for joining in. Wonder if I can get her. I don't know. Wow. Let me see if I can get her still. Okay, cool. Yeah, let's wrap this up, and then You still there?
Yes, I'm here.
Like I said, it wouldn't be the 411 if this didn't happen. This is what happens. We got to call back. That's what it is. So I was just saying real quick, like your last comment reminded me of like Solange, her song Cranes in the Sky, where she was talking about she tried to sex it away. She tried to do all these different things, but it's just still there. So until you heal, still you heal fully, it's probably not a good idea to get into any situation like this. And how about we just don't do this? When it comes to a friends with benefits, how about we just not do this type of stuff? Wow. Who created this?
For real.
Who created all of these terminologies and these labels and these things that we put on craziness? So this is your opportunity to go ahead and let people know who you are. The new single, Love Affair. Thank you so much for coming on. Let people know where they can get your music, where they can follow you at, and all of that great stuff.
Hello, everybody. I am Doni Nicole, and thank you for having me on the show. You can follow me on my IG at Doni Soul Singer 24. Doni is spelled Doni. On Facebook, you can follow me at Doni Soul Singer. Doni Nicole Soul for Facebook. You can also find my music on all streaming platforms under Doni Nicole. I am a singer-songwriter. I am an independent artist. I am also an entrepreneur. I'm a hairstylist and makeup artist as well. I'm a healer. I'm a mother. I'm so many things, and I would love for my beauties and gents to, come along with me on this journey. I'm very appreciative for being on the show today. Like I said before in the beginning, you give us musicians and entrepreneurs a voice. I have a show this Monday, July 15th in Manhattan.
Yep.
It's going to be at the Coexist Game Room, and the show starts at 7 p.m. Tickets are $20. Come through. It's going to be a time. We have a live band. And for the gamers out there, you can come early. I believe as early as 4 o'clock. and you can game and enjoy yourself. They have food and they have drinks.
That's
Love Affair
so nice.
is my newest. Yes, Love Affair is my newest single, and I have 2 remixes on them. And just everybody know, the song was played on WBLS on last weekend.
Yes,
so
that's awesome.
Yes, I need y'all to run it up, run it up, run it up. It's been on the chart. And I'm truly, truly thankful because when you put in hard work, the blessings come. So I encourage everybody out there, whatever you're doing, just stay focused and stay on track. Eventually, you'll see the blessings come.
I want to say congratulations. That's big. Played on. Wow. I couldn't even imagine. I'm so proud of you, and I'm just so just in awe. Like, what does that feel like when your song plays on a? Did you lose your mind?
Well, I will be honest. I will be completely honest. I didn't even hear it. So I'm trying to think of what the name of it is, but there's something that you can go into to see the chart.
Oh,
and
absolutely.
Where your song is placed and where it's played.
Right.
And my boy Plus on my team, he went to check out the status of the song. Mm-hmm. And the first time we saw that I was number 32 in South Africa on iTunes.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, South Africa?
Oh, yes.
I've never even been to Africa.
Yeah. They gonna love you over there. They gonna love you. They gonna love you in the Bahamas. Yes. They gonna love all of that. Yeah. You getting ready to go. You getting ready to do some things. All of the islands. Oh, they gonna love that joint. Oh, yeah. Uh-huh.
I'm definitely looking forward. And then we saw that the song was played on WBLS for 30 seconds. I'm going to keep it honest. 30 seconds, that's more than enough for me, honey. I'm truly thankful. I wish I could have heard it, but it happened, and I'm thankful, and I know I will get that opportunity to hear my song played on the radio. So you guys make that happen. I can't, it's only but so much work that I can put in, but I need you guys, and that's just what it is.
Well, I'm happy. I'm happy. I can tell my mother, I can tell my sister, if they ain't listening, you gonna find out anyway when we have this conversation that listen to her music. You gonna love it. I know it's probably gonna be on one of your little mixtapes and all that stuff. And so just know that when I'm at the barbecues, when I'm around family, Doni Nicole just gonna be in the background playing.
Exactly, because that's what it is. And when I'm listening to my podcast, y'all already know who I'm listening to. Okay? Don't play with it.
That's what's up. Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
You're welcome.
All right. Take care. Have a good night.
All right. You too. You too. Take care.
Take care. That was so awesome. So dope. I want to say thank you so much. Thank you, Birdman, for texting and everything. I see that. Thank you for checking out the show tonight. I appreciate that. Speaking of these artists, I freaking love Daniela. She's another one who was on the show. When I first started in 2020, I didn't have any type of idea of what I was doing. I just wanted to give back to the community. So I just came on and I started this 4-in-1 podcast. And she was one of the first R&B singers to come on this show. And we kept in contact. I was just speaking to her, earlier this week. And we were chatting it up back and forth. And she came out with a song called Personal. It's on my page all the time. The stuff that she says in that joint, I tell her all the time. She's going to be at the Ohio Music Festival coming up. So she's from Ohio. Daniela. She's going to come back on one day. We're going to get her to come back on. But that's my joint right there. Superlative Sane from Queens. Absolutely love it. He had a song called X. Like, you are an X for a reason. I wore that joint out. I enjoy when we have local artists coming through, people who are going through, perfecting their craft, putting stuff together, making it work, and then it just explodes and just goes crazy. I believe that Doni Nicole, I'm getting them all confused. Doni Nicole is tonight. Daniela, I believe, is up for a Grammy. I could be wrong. Something came across my page real quick, but what I saw, this is someone who was on the 411 podcast in 2020 when we first started. Just straight up, just out there. Vulnerable as I don't know what. Making all types of mistakes, doing whatever, just being real. She comes on the show and she's up for a Grammy. Whether it's the writing part of it, whatever the performance, it is what it is. The fact that that happened. And I'm telling you, Doni Nicole with this joint here, it's already been played on WBLS. You out of here. You out of here. I can't wait to speak to you later on to find out exactly how far that this goes because this is amazing. All right. This four sphere realm of relationships. Again, I could not have done any of this without all of the awesome, wonderful, talented, amazing people who've come on this show. Voline Jackson, thank you so much. Alabama, thank you so much. We had that. Silver lining and saying goodbye. Sometimes it's okay to say it's a wrap. It is what it is. Shanti Refuge, Texas. Thank you. Coming on, sharing your book. Let me go ahead and give you another shout out here. Quiet as kept. Shanti Refuge. Y'all go ahead and check her out. Shanti Refuge Journal. She has a bunch of journals that's going to help get you together. Various topics, various things. Listen, we write our own stories. Remember that. So if you got all bunch of hell, confusion, drama, whatever in your life, and you want to change it, you want to say no more drama, maybe you should hook up with Shanti Refuge and get you some journals that are themed on all different areas and aspects of your life. And while you're at it, quiet as kept. She's sharing with you her journey. The CEO of Shanti Refuge Journals. She's on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. She's all over the place. Check out Shanti Refuge. Raquel Hernandez, all the way from New Jersey. That's where I'm from, New Jersey. She has O'Shea Candles. Again, if you want to get back to center, something may not be going well in your realm. You want to shake things up. You want to change things up. Remember, we write our own stories. We can either write some joy, peace, positivity, or you can write hell, nonsense, drama, ignorance. You get to pick and choose. In life, there's a choice. You can either go left or you can go right. Every single day that we wake up, we have a choice. Either you're going to go left or you're going to go right. Either you're going to take the easy path or either you're going to take the harder path. It's up to you. Harder in the beginning, better off towards the end. You take that easy thing that just look good and it's just so nice and it's so sweet here, you're going to have some, probably going to have some hell and drama on the other end. So if you want to try to get some things together because you might be a little bit all over the place, check out Raquel Hernandez at O'Shea Candles. Watch that replay. Listen to her. She knows what she's talking about. She's giving you some real stuff. So check that out. Of course, my friend, Birdman. Thank you so much. His book, Outdoor Memories. Please go ahead and check this out. I gave y'all the list of places that you can go ahead and check it out. Watch last night's replay. When you go over the replay, he's basically letting you know everything that you need to know as far as how you can get in touch and contact with him. Outdoor Memories. This is a dope book. I love this. At one point, I was like, maybe I should get into some poetry. I thought at one point, and I just never did it. But this is awesome. This is great. It takes a lot to do this stuff and to put this together. And poetry, you gotta write. This is a lot. Like, it's one thing when you put a book together, but when you got poetry, poem after poem after poem, that means that you are on. You're thinking. You're putting it all together. It's anything. You could just be sitting there chilling with people, and then all of a sudden a poem comes down. So you got to make sure that you start. And this is just me, just thinking. I mean, I don't know. like I said, I give it up to you. Thank you for coming on. This is just amazing with that. Doni Nicole, thank you so much for coming on tonight. Y'all go ahead and check out her single Love Affair, straight up all the way from New York. I love it. Like I said, New York, y'all definitely have helped with the 411 podcast. I appreciate it. Again, could not do this without each and every one of you. I'm going to just start naming some people that I've been connecting with right off the dome. I have no idea if this is what it is, but again, I can't remember everybody, but I appreciate it. People out there, if you've been liking, comment, sharing, subscribing, and all of that great stuff, thank you so much. I appreciate you. SOS, we have, again, all of the guests that have come on. This has been amazing. Alex Coquito, all the way from Puerto Rico. Onyx Blade, thank you for coming through. I appreciate you. Sophie Davis, I want to say what's up to Danny Lopez, all the way from Belgium. Tommy Beats, so many different people. Blame my mind and not my heart. Let's see what we got here. So many different people. I want to say thank you so much again. I could not do it without each and every one of you. John Albert, thank you so much for hooking me up with just everything that we got going on here. Thank you. Nikki Styles, I appreciate you. I want to thank my family. Thank you for support holding me down all these years. Let's see what we got here. Good night, good night. See ya. Birdman, I appreciate you. Again, this has been a journey. This has been a healing process, and I give it all. Give it all to y'all. Thank y'all so much, and stay tuned. We got some great things. LarenGaines.com. Check me out, and I'll see you when I see you. Take care, y'all. Doni Nicole, straight to the top. Straight to the top.